The first thing you want to do is take your active starter. Right here, I'm only using 16 grams of starter using my scale, using the same recipe that will be shown in this presentation. You then want to add 116 grams of water. I am going to mix this using my dough whisk. You want to mix this until it is all fully combined. You then want to go in with 166 grams of flour. You then want to mix your flour into your water and starter fully. At this point, you should be also adding your 4 grams of salt, but I forgot that step, so I added it in later. You are going to want to knead your dough until there are no flour bits left. This step is super important. Going to lightly cover that, let it rest for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, you are going to want to do your stretch and folds. Make sure your hands are wet with water. This will help from the dough sticking to your hands. Stretch and folds help keep your dough strong. This also helps produce the gluten in the dough. Repeat this same step. 30 minutes later, you're going to want to go in with another set of stretch and folds, grabbing each side from 4 sides of the bowl and folding it over itself. Here's the clip when I'm adding my salt in, 4 grams of salt. It is more ideal to add the salt when you do your flour, but since I forgot, I did this when I did my second stretch and folds. You want to make sure the salt is blended in well. After my salt is fully incorporated, that's when I'm going to ferment the dough. You typically ferment the dough anywhere from 6 to 12 hours. I fermented my dough for 7 hours. You will leave this lightly covered on your countertop. And if you are able to, adding more stretch and folds in this process maintains the sourdough strength. But if you're unable to, just leaving it on the counter is completely fine as well. I lightly floured my surface to shape my dough. This is completely optional, but it definitely does help from the dough not sticking. You will know your dough is ready when it is dome shaped and it's aerated at the bottom, which just means bubbles. You typically want your dough to be about 75% bigger than what it originally was. That's how you will know it is ready. I am going to now shape my dough. When I shape my dough, I like to think of a candy cane starting from the bottom to the top and curving over and pulling it back towards you. You want to do this until the outside has a tight structure to it. Now you're going to want to take your banneton and put a towel over it. I like to sprinkle the towel with a little bit of flour to help prevent the sticking. You can use either bread flour or all-purpose flour. You then want to place your dough in your banneton. If there is some breakage, you can always just pinch the ends together. You then are going to want to put your dough into the fridge for at least 8 to 48 hours. After my overnight proof, I took my dough out of the fridge. Cover your pan in olive oil. Make sure to rub it on the sides so your bread doesn't stick. can also add parsley to the top of your bread when it's ready to bake, just for flavor, but that is optional. You're going to want to take your dough out of the banneton, and now it's time to score your dough. You can score your dough by using a bread lame or a sharp knife. If it's your first time, I recommend just doing a cut like shown in the clip. But if you want to get creative, you can always do other sorts of scores. You want to preheat your oven to 425 Fahrenheit. Add a tray of ice cubes to the bottom of your oven. This creates steam since we're not using a Dutch oven. Grab your loaf and put it above the ice. Bake it for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, take the tray of now melted water out. Bake for another 15 minutes. As you can see, I did add some parsley. This loaf may be small, but it is great with butter and would be a great side dish. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do.